So one of the things we get asked sometimes is what happens when there's not enough insurance money? And really remember, when you buy insurance, you buy a policy for a certain amount of money. Generally in North Carolina, this is 30, 60 policies, the minimum you can have, okay? Meaning the most any one person can get is 30, the most any group of people can get 60. Now that 60 only comes into play if there are 3 or more people who are hurt, right? Because if you've got the 60 and only 2 people are hurt, and each could get 30. And the most any one person could get is 30K. So if you've only got 1 or 2, then it's that regular amount, the first number, that $30,000. However, if you've got more than that, let's say you've got 4 people who are injured in a car accident, then there's going to be $60,000 and it's going to be parsed out to all 4 individuals, okay? So this becomes an issue because obviously you could have people who are hurt a bunch, and there's only that $60,000 to be divided up amongst the 4 individuals. So the question comes up sometimes is, how does anybody decide who gets what? Now, if everybody gets along and everybody's family, like sometimes we have a mom and dad and 2 children situation, or maybe we have a brother and a sister and 2 kids or something like that. In that particular case, we may do what's called sort of a prorated dollar for dollar calculation, which is basically you add up everybody's bills, that goes into $60,000, then it gives you an amount per each dollar of medical bills and care. And that relates to how much everybody gets and divides up. Also, another option is if everybody knows each other, everybody can just sort of decide what they think is fair, and then the lawyer can present that to the other side. Now, what happens if everybody doesn't get along? Then it's just a knockdown, drag-out fight, okay? Then everybody's lawyer fights for their client to get the most money. Now, sometimes this ends up with us having to go to court or mediation, okay? Now, if it's mediation, we're paying somebody $200 an hour, an independent third party, to sort of help us out with this process. So I don't recommend it if we can avoid it. And going to court and fighting over it, that can be sometimes be a big deal when there's not enough money, because the defense, those people, the sneaky guys there from the insurance, they'll just pay the money to the court, and then we have to all come in and fight for it tooth and nail, okay? Which we can do, and we've done in the past. However, if everybody gets along, it's obviously a whole lot easier, okay? So insurance companies call this a global tender, where they're basically saying, hey, here's all our money. We're offering everything we've got, so we're not on the hook for anything else. You guys figure out what to do, okay? Now, other times, we'll send our demands to the insurance company, and they'll just send the offers to everybody else with a letter that says, hey, we're out of cash. Here's what we think. Here's what we want to do. All right, so that explains what happens when there's not enough money for a group of people, okay? Now, if you had your own uninsured motorist insurance at a limit above 30/60, then we could go after that, okay? And that would be triggered by this limits offer. I'm Shane for Shane's the Thought. If you think you've got a car accident case or you're injured, give us a call. If you're in pain, call Shane, 980-999-9999.
In pain, so I call Shane, 980-999-9999. In pain, call Shane.